So how do bats see in dark caves? And how do dolphins find the distance to fish like this? And how do submarines use sonar? And how do these ultrasound machines work? Well, they all use something called echolocation, which is basically when you reflect ultrasound waves to find the distance to an object. So whenever there's a boundary, for example, between air and this wall, and you send a wave, that wave will reflect off that boundary. Another example of boundary, for example, air and liquid like water. Waves can reflect off these boundaries. So at the boundary between two mediums, some waves are transmitted, that means they pass through, while other waves are reflected. Okay, so let's use this bat as an example. It's going to emit an ultrasound wave. The ultrasound is going to reflect off the wall. This is what we call an echo, which is why we call this echolocation. And then it's going to arrive back at the bat. And the bat basically times how long it took for the wave to be emitted and to reflect off the wall and come back. And then in the bat's head, it's going to do some maths. It's going to basically do distance equals speed times time. And the speed of sound in air is around 340 meters per second. And let's say it took in this example 0.04 seconds for the wave to be emitted and to reflect and come back. If we multiply these together, we get 13.6 meters. However, you have to be careful. This is for the time we use was to go to the wall and to come back, right there and back. So really we need to divide this distance by 2, 6. So it's actually the wall is 6.8 meters away. Okay, so example number 1. A research ship sends an ultrasound pulse to the bottom of the ocean. The echo is received at this ship 1.6 seconds later, and the speed of ultrasound in water is around 1,500 meters per second. We need to calculate the depth. Okay, we're just going to do distance equals speed times time. So let's multiply those numbers together. Okay, so we get 2,400 meters. However, this is the time that we used was to go to the bottom of the seabed and come back up. Right, so we really need to divide this distance by 2. So actual distance is around 1.2 kilometers below the ship. So this idea of echolocation is used in many places. For example, ultrasound scans like this one. Now the reason why we use ultrasound scans for prenatal scan like this is because ultrasound isn't ionizing. So it's actually not harmful, it doesn't kill any cells or anything like this. Unlike X-rays, which is harmful, which can mutate cells, it can damage DNA and kill cells as well. So ultrasound is better. Okay, so ultrasound scans are also used to check for broken bones. So how does it work? So we've got a transducer, and that's going to emit an ultrasound wave, and it's also going to wait for it to be detected again. And then you've got your hand here. It's got skin, fat, muscle, and bone. More importantly, it's got boundaries between each of these layers, right? Then we've got a graph of intensity of the sound detected against time. As soon as the ultrasound is emitted, it's actually going to reflect straight away at the skin, right? Now, this is why we use that jelly to try to minimize that reflection of the skin, but it will have some, okay? And the next layer is between the skin and the fat, right? So there's going to be a bit of reflection there, and then after that, the boundary between the fat and the muscle, there's going to be some reflection there. And then finally, the one that we're interested in is between the muscle and the bone, okay? And then all of this information goes to a computer, and the time it took for the ultrasound to be emitted and to come back to the transducer is used to calculate the distance between each layer, and that can be used by a computer to plot an image. Okay, so here's another application for ultrasound. Ultrasound can be used to detect cracks inside blocks of metal. So a pulse of ultrasound is sent into the block and the reflected signals are shown on an oscilloscope screen like you've shown here. The first pulse is, as you see on the screen, is the transmitted signal, the one that goes through. Now a bit of it's reflected at the top surface, so that's what's shown in the first pulse there. Now the second pulse is the reflected one from the crack, okay, because that's the next boundary. So it's going to go to the crack and reflect off there. So that's the second pulse there. Now the final pulse on the screen, that's most likely reflection from the bottom of surface there. Okay. Anyway, each X division on the oscilloscope represents 3 microseconds. Okay, and the ultrasound travels at 500 meters per second in solids. Okay, we need to calculate the depth. Okay, so first of all, we've got 3 microseconds per division on this oscilloscope. Okay, and we need to count how much divisions there are from the ultrasound being emitted, reflecting off the crack and coming back in order to figure out the distance to the crack. So let's count from the first pulse: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 divisions. So each division is worth 3 microseconds. That is 180 microseconds. Now microseconds, that's actually a millionth of a second. So we do need to convert that. So let's use our distance equals speed times time. Speed is 5,000. Time is not 18 microseconds, but 18 divided by a million. So that's 18 times 10 to the power minus 6. So the distance we get is 0.06 meters. But be careful again, this is the time there and back, so we need to divide that by 2. So the actual depth below the top surface is 0.030 meters.